Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Today I want to do a follow-up video of my popular video I did a while ago about what to do if you get doxed. Of course, doxing is when your documents, your documentation are released online. And things have changed a little bit, and I got some new advice for you about what you should do. First off, don't worry. The trolls are there to give you a hard time. Don't feed the trolls. Don't talk to them. Just stay away from them. Be quiet. Don't be lulzy. Don't be funny. Don't explode madly off in all directions. Don't do anything like that. Don't do anything like that. Just calm down. I get people so pumped up that are so upset that they'll post in my original video and then they'll come to my new videos and post, oh, this is what happened. What should I do? What should I do? Rule number one, calm down. Don't make yourself a more fun target by being lulzy. There's only two main ways that you can really be enough of a target that anyone would actually care about you. Number one, you really got to make someone mad. So that's probably going to be like a friend or a scorned lover or probably someone you know really well, actually. Or you're just really funny. Some people freak out in the craziest ways, or situations are just this crazy way that if it's just really funny, that someone will drop your docs and ruin your life one way or the other. So I got a story for you now of a time when this definitely was a really bad thing. So name was released. The name of this individual, which was a female, was released. This female had been posting new pictures of herself on the dark web. Yeah, I guess you could call it the dark web. Another female, the only other female in this group, notices this individual, and this initial individual female is getting a lot of attraction. A lot of people are going her way, and this original female, who was the original that all the guys were all over, right? Like low key, right? She gets mad because this chick's infringing on her area, but we're using anonymous names at the time, right? So anyways, someone gets that initial chick's information, and through that, the party over here finds the other individual's Facebook. All of the nudes that this initial chick posted on the dark web are then sent to all of the family and friends that this individual had on her Facebook. Make sure your Facebook is locked down, because that was a lulzy, wow, oh, that changed that individual's life. I never heard what happened with them again. That Facebook was deleted, and I did not hear what happened about that in the end. But yeah, you want to stay away from that. You want to stay away from that. For the love of God, make your friends lists. Don't show your friends lists on Facebook, if possible. But that's only if they get your name. Now, if they get your address, I wouldn't worry about anything. I wouldn't worry about anything, honestly, because I've seen so many situations where, yeah, keep calm and carry on. I've seen so many situations where people's information has been released. Nobody does anything. Nobody does anything unless it's lulzy. Now, there's situations where YouTubers have had, like, public freakouts, or they've been clowns, and then they're like, oh, come get me, and then people will actually go to their house. There was a famous German YouTuber that was a bit over the top. People keep going to his house, and yeah, but that's because it was lulzy. It was funny. They dumped drama into it, and people were drawn to it, basically. But for the most part, you're probably here because you pissed off someone in a Discord server, or you had a problem with someone in a video game. Probably Call of Duty, Siege. I get a lot of people from Siege in my Among Us, and a lot of times it's for running your mouth. And yeah, just the number one defense is just try not to run your mouth too much. But once again, if they have your IP address, all that means is that they'll know what Bell building you get your information from. It doesn't give your actual information. So yeah, I guess that's the 3 steps. Number one, do they have your IP address? I wouldn't worry. Do they have your name? Well, just make sure your Facebook friends list are on private. And then again, maybe you have a name like Bob Brown, and everybody, there's like a million Bob Browns, right? And the third one is if they have your personal information. And when I say personal information, I mean like your address. But once again, very few people ever actually do anything when they have an individual's address, unless they're a famous YouTuber. Usually, anytime you hear a situation where someone gets doxxed and people come to their house, it's because they're famous. In almost every other situation that I've heard, nothing happens. Nothing happens. The end boss of the internet doesn't, the end boss of the internet, for the most part, doesn't have the gumption to clean up after themselves. You actually think they're going to put time and money into finding you, into getting you? I mean, they probably have better things to do. Like, they might, like, be really angry at you, but if they can't actually get to you. And not only this, but, like, if you think you pissed off someone from, like, the dark, dark web, then don't worry about a thing. All these hackers are, for the most part, you know what? Even the super pro ones, when they're behind their keyboard, we're all keyboard warriors. When a police officer shows up to your door, that's totally different. If an individual shows up to your door, that's totally different. They will probably never actually face you down online. Now, there are exceptions to the rules. There are anecdotes, but for the most part, man, I hear so many hackers that when they get busted, they take the easy way out, the anti-hero. And yeah, so most of them, if you're worried about someone from the dark underbelly of the internet coming to get you, I definitely wouldn't worry about that. Most of them don't even have the gumption to clean up after themselves. Most of them don't even have the gumption to get out of their parents' basement. But if it would be lulzy, or if you like level 99 piss somebody off, if you owe somebody money, but in most other circumstances, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Seriously, absolutely nothing to worry about. There's been a few incidences of swatting, but that was over, for the most part, once again, mostly happens to YouTubers. There was one really famous incident that happened after I made that video. Swatting actually became a really big thing, and then it seems to have died off. It's not happening very often. And the peak, the pinnacle of this swatting, and the swatting is when you call a SWAT team in on somebody. There was a situation, Call of Duty, Group A and Group B had a game going. Money was on the line. I think it was like $1.50. And one team had a friendly fire incident. And the two people from that team were having an argument. And this guy was like, oh, this is my address. Come and get me. And this guy's like, oh, okay, I'll go get you. This guy calls somebody else up, a mentally unstable, troubled youth. And he's like, you should dock this guy. Yeah, I'm going to dox this guy. So this third individual, who's now in the scene, he calls up the town office for the first guy who gave out his information. And he's like, oh yeah, I am this guy. I am this guy. I have my family in the closet. If you ever hear this is some really crazy stuff. He sounded really off the wall. And remember, he didn't call 911. He called like the town's registry office or something like this. Like, and I'm gonna kill him. And then he hangs up and he leaves. He was at a coffee place at the time. Anyways, 911 calls him back. The 911 from the area calls him back, and he's toast. They got him. Unfortunately, someone died in this situation because the cops showed up at this fake address. It was a fake address that the individual gave, and the SWAT team goes to this fake address. And someone comes out of the address and gets shot right in the head. Oh man, I've not heard of swatting so much after that. It definitely happens. It's not in vogue anymore. But it is definitely something that has happened in the past. But once again, don't worry about it, folks. You're gonna be okay. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Like and subscribe if I've helped you out. As always, folks, take care of each other.